Good morning. Bom dia. Hold on. I feel like my lighting is so bad right now. I didn't open my window in my bedroom because it's really gloomy out, and I don't know why, but like looking at the gloominess makes me just not want to leave bed and just stay sleeping. So I have my window sealed and I didn't make my bed either. So we're gonna just work with this lighting that I have set up here on my vanity, but it's not the best, and I recognize that. It's just some shadows. We're gonna get better, I promise. Kenny and I are thinking of moving in a few months, so the priority for our move is definitely to find a place that has a lot of good natural light, especially for recording for you guys. So getting ready, we're gonna go out and about in LA. We'd love to do that in the weekends, especially Saturdays. Saturdays is like mine and Kenny's day, you know. We'd love to just do something outside of the house, whether it's like hiking, going to a nearby town near LA and just checking it out, eating something really nice. So Saturdays are days. We both work immensely during the week, so we like to just do intentional togetherness on Saturday. So we're gonna go out. We got up early today. We went to the gym already, showered, did my hair, and I'm sitting here. I'm gonna start my makeup. I know what I'm gonna wear today because I finally can start wearing my sweaters that you guys know. LA weather, it's really hard as a New Yorker living in LA for many reasons, but one of them is that I can't ever get to wear my good winter jackets, and sometimes I do crave that. Sometimes I like crave the New York aesthetic in my fashion rotation. So I'm excited because today is a gloomy day. It's finally starting to get a little cool here in LA. And anytime it starts to get cool, all I want to do is wear my sweaters. And so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to try to wear one of my favorite sweaters, and I'm going to style it with some loafers, maybe. We'll see what we land with. But as you guys know, if you've been following me, B5, this is my favorite lotion, especially me who has a very intense dry skin problem. So I love to put this on before I'm going to do any sort of makeup, just to give myself like a really nice base foundation that is really well hydrated. Now I did go ahead and exfoliate already in the shower, so I feel nice and exfoliated. I do feel like I need a little bit of a razor to the face. Just a slight bit. I noticed in the bathroom that I didn't get the last time I did this because I skipped it due to the procedure that I had done. So I want to go back in here and just give myself a very light pass over with the razor and just getting any of that peach fuzz that I might have missed. This does wonders for how your makeup sits on your skin. I swear by this. I love to use this method too to kind of give myself a eyebrow shape up. Ooh, don't want to get my sideburns. But there was one time that I do laser hair removal, and I basically do my entire body except like my forearms, and I do like half of my face because I get a little bit of hair on my chin and like my upper lip and my nostrils. Like from my nose job, my nostril has like been lifted, so some of my nostril is exposed now, which is so unfortunate. But so I get that lasered, and I went in and I have a little bit of sideburns. I don't know if you guys can see here, but it's just like my baby hair, you know. But the lady was like, "We're gonna get rid of that sideburn, right?" And I was like, "No, that's not what I'm here for." But every time I do this, I think of her because I'm always contemplating whether my sideburns are an issue or not. Like, am I having sideburn blindness? You know, like, are they actually kind of bad? And I just don't know. But I don't mind them. I'm like, I've accepted a long time ago that I am on the hairier side for a girly. I mean, that it's just, I think, my Brazilian side, you know? That's how I have really nice eyebrows. I feel like you have to be a little hairy to have good eyebrows. It's just the take the good with the bad. But I'm finally starting to get back on Raslo, and so my skin is now starting to react to it again, so it's starting to get really extra dry. So I just wanted to give myself like a little hydrating moment. I'm going to put a little bit of my favorite Westman Atelier serum. I love using this serum too under makeup. For me, serums are a must when you are having a day where you want a really glowy makeup that just lasts and stays nice and hydrated. I love a good hydrated skin makeup that looks like skin still. That is definitely what my favorite look is. And I'm gonna do the Dior stick today. I've been really liking this. I'm actually surprised that I like it as much as I do. So I'm gonna do that with some glazing milk. I think this combo has been super nice for me. But first, I'm gonna start with my eyebrows. I feel like sometimes I tend to forget to start with eyebrows, but it really does make such a difference. How does that look? I like to do like a really bushy look when it comes to my eyebrows. I think it looks good. It looks foreign, ethnic, as my husband likes to say. My eyebrows are definitely sisters, but they're definitely not twins. I have one, like, I think this one is more of an arch, and this one is a little bit thicker. It's funny because when I think of my eyebrows, of how they used to look like, they are pretty much exactly what my younger brother's eyebrows look like, because he doesn't really do them. He cleans them up, but he's definitely still has really bushy eyebrows, and that's what my eyebrows used to look like, and I love it. I really hope that that's one thing that I, carry through to my children. Like, I generally really love having, like, very in-your-face features, like, really strong features. I think it's so divine. I love it. Eyebrows done. I'm going to move into my stick foundation that I've been obsessed with, and I see now the hype. I really do. It's really nice on. I will admit. So just put a little bit of glazing oil on. I should have probably put this first, but it's okay. And I'm just gonna put this right on next to it like this. And that's how much I'm gonna use. I don't know if you could tell, but I'm gonna warm this up with my favorite foundation brush that I got from the TikTok shop. I think this is from, BK Beauty, which is, I love too. Okay, I'm gonna go in and just give myself a light pass through with this. I think this is like what's been my favorite thing with this, is that it is super buildable, and when you're dealing with buildable makeup like this, you can't go wrong. It's really hard to go wrong. You start small. Oh my god, it has such a good smell to it too. Oh, I love how that looks. I think this might be my favorite combo now. I can't go back. Although I still will stand by my Estee Lauder and Giorgio Armani. Stand by it. They're a good duo. And this is so nice. And it really does have good coverage. Like, I have some dark spots, like some acne spots here on my chin, that it really did cover really nicely. I'm obsessed. I love this foundation so much. I hope that the camera is picking it up. Should we try zooming in a little bit? Okay, I zoomed in a little bit more so you guys could probably see a little bit better, I hope. But it's so skin-like finish. I'm obsessed. And I think that's all I really need today. I don't think I'm gonna do any more. I don't think, actually, a little bit right here. I think just a little bit. Right there, yeah. Oh, right here. I think that's good though. Very nice. I'm going to use my Westman Atelier bronzing stick today. I'm going to use two colors that I'm going to mix together that I think these two are just so nice together, and it's biscuit and truffle. I mix this right on my hands. Like, look how pretty those colors are. I'm obsessed. So I'm going to mix them right on my hand, and this is pretty much the amount of product that I like to use. And I'm just going to warm it up on my hands just like so. And you know what? Let's try adding just one drop. Let's see. I really like the consistency that that brings to the makeup. Oh wow, look at that. Ever so gentle. That's really, really nice. Just like a slight warm up to the face. Do you see that? Love. Right here. I'm going to add a little bit more of the glazing milk just to pick this up a little bit more, and I feel like it spreads better with it. That's so nice. I love this. Okay, it's really pretty. It's just so ever lightly bronzed. It's really nice. The excess I always put on my nose. I like a little tanned nose. Okay, that's really nice. Let's just get the remaining. Look how my hand looks. And I like to always focus kind of like behind the ear. I feel like this gives a really natural, like snatched look without being too overwhelming, like sharp line. I think right behind the ear and like right under your chin, you'll just like take the excess that's on your brush still and just bring this down and do behind the ear is my favorite little trick. Like automatically snatched without like being too harsh about it. Okay, that's stunning. Stunning. Now using the same brush, I'm gonna use this Westman Atelier in the color Petal. It's one of my favorite blushes. It's so nice and pink, like it's actually the perfect pink color. I just put that much on my hand, and I'm going to use the end of this Mario Makeup by Mario brush. So I like to use the bigger side for the bronzing and then the smaller side for the blush. And I'm going to mix it right in my hand where I had that bronzer put in. I think it's really nice when you do that because it kind of like melts the color and blends in a way that it picks up both. I love doing that little trick. And then same thing with my blush. I love anything snatched looking, so I always focus really high on my cheekbones. Oh, jeez. And the same thing on the other side. Always focusing it high, then up the temples. Now for this color in the excess, I'm just going to put it a little bit on top of my eyes too, just to give that like seamless blend to your blush and eyes. And then on your nose too. So pretty. I like it. Very cute. Okay, now I'm going to leave that blush there because I might come back with it. But this is the step that I like to do where I put foundation, bronzer, all cream, blush, cream, and then I go in with my concealer and kind of like clean up any areas that I might have gone too harsh with the blush or bronzer with. So this is how I love to do it. Right from the little applicator here, I like to pick up with a very fluffy brush like this one. This one's from BK Beauty. I love this one. It's super nice. It picks up really well. I don't know if the camera could pick that up, but there you go. Nice, right? So I'm going to pick up product directly from here and kind of like making sure that I fluffed it all the way, that every little area has some product. And then focusing anywhere that I want to highlight and kind of like fix. So under the eyes, and a little goes a long way. So always kind of spreading the product a little bit more before I go in and actually do some blending. So kind of put it on all the areas that I want to kind of go back in and clean up a bit. So I'm going to come right back up here and kind of like doing this movement of like feathering out a bit. And tapping, feathering and tapping. I think that's how I like to typically describe it. And always looking up so we can not have any harsh lines in our wrinkles. I love this because it's also one of those techniques that doesn't allow you to have so much product on your skin, where not only does it not look heavy, but it also just like blends really well and doesn't sit on your fine lines. So very little product goes a long way for me. Isn't that nice? It's just so subtle. I like how that's looking. Alright, I think that's good for concealer wise. I think I did enough of correcting and cleaning up. But you could also always come back. So now I'm going to go a little bit more with some blush again and just kind of re-add a little bit of color that we took off. Just very slightly in those high cheekbone areas. Ever so slightly. Now is when I like to go in with my powdered products. So I always start with my bronzer. I'm going to use my Too Faced bronzer. I think this is in the shade medium. It's one of my favorite ones. I think it's the perfect cool warm tone. I think it leans more cool, but it has just like such a nice color that for me it gives me like the perfect tanned look. And I like to focus these like right on the perimeter of your hairline, kind of like feathering it into the hairline. Just like that. This gives like a really nice warm tone to your face, just to give it a little bit more color. Love that. And then same thing here, grabbing a little bit more product, tapping out the excess always. And then I focus here too. Basically all the areas that we touched with the cream bronzer. And always bring it down. You don't want any harsh lines on the neck. That does not look cute. Alright. Oh, I'm like so itchy. Okay. Now I'm going to go back in a little bit more product, take out the excess, and then we're going to just feather out and tap right where we had our bronzer. The same thing on the other side. Love. And now I go in with a really nice pinky powdered blush that I'm going to use my Tarte one, although actually I'm going to use Makeup by Mario because this one's such a good one too. This one is Mellow Mauve and it's such a nice little pink. I love it. Okay, now I'm gonna get a smaller brush, like so. This one, hopefully it focuses on the brush. There you go, no. Is it focused? There. There you go, no. Focus. Okay, well, we're gonna get a little fluffy brush like this. And I'm gonna pick up a blush that has a little bit of like a bronzy tone to it. This one is the Merit one. I think this color is archival. And I'm gonna go in just kind of in the crease of my eyes and just pretty much trace that crease right there. And I'm gonna bring this under the eye as well, just to give it a little bit of dimension. And then same thing on the other one, just focusing on the crease. And then bringing it down. Like so. And it's so subtle. I hope the camera's picking it up, but if not, I promise you it's subtle. I'll also, like, when I'm done and ready, I'll go to the kitchen where it's a little bit more natural light so you could see all the colors nice. So I feel like that's nice and done. So I'm gonna go in with kind of some final steps here. And now for me, this is, oh my god, I forgot that I broke one of my favorite products. I'm like so sad about this, but this is one of my favorite products to finalize my makeup. It's the Giorgio Armani pressed silk powder, and it's really unfortunate that this happened, but we're gonna just use every bit of it because it wasn't cheap. So I'm gonna just rub some product in a little puffer like this and just take off the excess. And I love to use this in any area that I applied the concealer, so under the eyes, on the chin, a little bit under, a little bit tapping in between my eyebrows, and always looking up when I do this under my eye. Love it. Love it. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, I'm gonna go get ready and I'll show you guys my fit and how this looks like in nice natural light so you guys can see a little bit better. I'll be right back. Okay, just got dressed and this is the fit for today. Let me show you just how the makeup looks in natural light. Like so pretty. I'm obsessed. I love it. It's flawless. It's my go-to. It never fails. It just always still looks like just healthy skin. And that's what I love about it. Obsessed. Okay, let me show you my outfit because it's finally a little chilly in LA and I could finally wear sweaters, which I love. I love just feeling and looking cozy. So this is one of my favorite looks to put together. And basic, simple, love the gray tone that this has, but it's super comfortable with a pair of kind of baggy white pants. These are from Still Here, I think it's Still Here in New York. I love this brand so much. It always just sits so nicely on your hip. And I love how just like my tush looks in this too. But it's the perfect like length. And then paired it with these toga pulla loafers, I guess they're considered. I love them. I love how it came together. And then grabbed my, Arezzo is a Brazilian brand, and I got this in Brazil. So I think this is the perfect accessory bag to go with this look, especially if we're going to kind of like a Western block party. I think it's a good little touch of chic Western. So obsessed, love it. I'll link it all